Thank you. My name is Michael, and when Pastor Philip asked me to do a sermon or my story, I didn't know what to think, because first of all, this is more humbling than anything that I've ever done, and also I'm at my most vulnerable, because what I'm going to tell you are my innermost secrets that I've hardly ever told anybody before. So, with that, I start. I was very young when I started. I went to a junior school, I went to kindergarten, and I thought it was normal, but I was abused mentally and physically from all sorts of people. And I didn't know how to talk to anybody, because I was just 5, 6 years old when this first started. And as I grew older and went to my first secondary school, then it started to get bullying, and then also more abuse from students, from teachers, until one day I was physically abused by somebody at that school. So throughout my life, going forward, it's been the most difficult of times. I became rebellious. I became an individual that didn't want anybody around me, that didn't want anything to do with anything for anybody. And the only solace that I found was through gambling. And I led a life of deceitfulness, lying, and this is what happens when you gamble. But I didn't care, because that was my escape. Nobody else would listen to me. Nobody else would take any notice. They thought that I could just move on and move it, but it was so ingrained in me that it was the most hardest thing to do, was to carry on. And 3 times in my life, I thought of ending it, and I came within minutes of ending my life on 3 different occasions. But with whatever you want to call it, I didn't know God at this time. I was brought up as a Jew. I am Jewish and very proud of my heritage. But this now, it moved on, but the gambling never stopped. I was amazed at where I could find any form of gambling from whenever, however. The money was endless. Every company was willing to give me money, which was feeding my habit. And I'm not proud of what I did, but I'm here now to testify against that. And I'm so, so happy. 24 years ago, a woman came into my store in London, and I kept giving her mother clothes to try on because I was interested in this lady. 6 months later, we were married. 24 years later, I am here now, and she is still here with me. Thank you. I have a circle of friends, and one day somebody told me that I need deliverance, and I was introduced to Pastor Philip and Lisa. From that moment on, when I first met them and came here for deliverance, that was the worst and best day of my life. The worst because I never felt so bad. I never felt so ill. I never realized that how many demons were inside me and how many bad things were inside me that I was constantly getting them out of me. And it was a fight, because every day was a fight. Every day is a fight. But since then, I can only testify that my life is so full. It's so full with joy and happiness. And I am the happiest man alive. I have my wife. I have friends. Most of all, I have God. And I have him in my life. And thanks to not only Pastor Philip and Lisa, but to the whole of Alive Church that's given me a wonderful lease of life. And I just want to thank everybody for that. And the hardest thing to do for a talker who does professional talking all day and every day, 5